Hello and welcome to part 9 of Inside Out. Today we're at the Rochdale Driving Test Centre and we're going to be looking at another test route today that has been recommended by not only one but a number of people, including instructors who have asked us to do a commentary on this test route. So without further ado, let's get going. So when leaving the test centre, make sure you're observing before you go. Do apply a signal if you feel like it's going to benefit anybody. And then as we're leaving this car park, just making sure we're looking around, making sure that there's nothing coming from our left and right. There are no markings to say who has priority. And then we're going to turn right at the end of this road here. So just start your MSPSL routine nice and early. If you don't know what that means, do ask your instructor. If your instructor doesn't know what it means, change your instructor. We're going to be going straight ahead at this roundabout. And the visibility on the right is not the best. So again, I'm just going to stop and then creep forward just to better my view slightly on the right. There we go. Much better view now. I can make a nice, firm decision on when to go. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go around this obstruction, make sure we're checking the right mirror before we move out. And then it's coming back into our lane here. And then we're going to be turning right at the traffic lights going towards Manchester. Just checking my mirrors before I turn. Making sure there's no one overtaking me there. As we come round, there'll be two lanes. I'm just going to keep to the left lane. The right lane is the overtaking lane. And you can tell by the arrows there on the road. So I'm just checking my right mirror, making sure there's no one overtaking it from that right lane in front of me. And then we're going to go straight ahead at this traffic light. So as we're going straight ahead with this left lane only goes left. So just going to go around these markings here, checking the left mirror as I do that, just to ensure that there's no one in the left lane who may go straight on from there. And we're going to be going straight ahead again at the next traffic lights as well. The lanes will go from one lane into two lanes. Both lanes are going straight ahead, so I'm just going to keep to the one on the left. Unless I want to overtake everyone, then I'll need to be in the right lane for the overtaking lane. There we go, two lanes again. So again, I'm just going to stick to the left lane here. And then the right lane merges with the left lane. So just checking the right mirror nice and early. Looking out for anyone who might be racing to get past us. And now it's a one lane now. The time is 20 past 5 in the afternoon. There's quite a lot of traffic out today. Now this test route was recommended by a number of instructors as well. And it is a rare test route that I've seen. And they tend to do it if your test is in early in the morning when the roads are a little bit quieter. It is actually very similar to the last test route we did, which is the Tesco Right test route. I saw a lot of similarities. However, there is a small change in this, and we'll see that shortly, and I will point it out when we get there. Now, remember, on the driving test, you will be asked to pull up. About 4 to 5 times throughout the entire test. I'm not going to be including that in the video because we're trying to show you the test route in the shortest time. We're going to be going straight ahead of the roundabout. So just moving over nice and safely back into the left lane, and we're going to go straight ahead. First exit. So no signal needed for straight ahead. And it is the first exit. I'll just put the left signal on just to come off there, so that these cars that are coming in the opposite way can see that we're coming off. Speed limit on this road is 30 miles per hour. So if your view is clear and there's no hazards ahead that you can see, then try and do something closer to the speed limit. If you're driving at 20 miles per hour, think about the cars behind you that you could be frustrating, and then they may try and overtake you. And if you're doing that for no reason, you could end up creating a dangerous situation. Some people do think, well, if you drive slow on the driving test, it's safer. No, it's not. It's not safer. You're actually causing more of a danger. So right now I'm doing 29. That's 29 miles per hour. Nice, simple, straight road to drive on. And try and check your mirrors every 8 seconds at least. If you're just driving in a straight line, keep yourself updated on what's going on behind you. Now at these traffic lights, we're going to be turning right. There is a yellow box ahead. So we're just going to keep this junction clear on the left, just so cars coming in the opposite direction can still turn into it. And if any cars want to come out of that road on the left to turn right, they can still continue as well. We're not obstructing other traffic from flowing. Okay, guys, so the light has changed to green ahead. So I'm just checking my mirrors, making sure that it is safe to move forward, making sure there's no one approaching the end of this road who might pull out in front of us. And then the yellow box is here, so there is enough space for us to pass on the other side. So avoid these guys here. Looks like they were almost walked straight in front of the car. Okay, guys, so here we go. The lights changed, but with this motorcycle has just overtook me from my right, so it's a good job I checked that right mirror there. So keeping yourself updated for things like that. Driving down this road, it's 30 miles per hour. We've got a cycle lane on the left. Now, you may still notice that some cyclists will not use the cycle lane and could still be using the road, and that's perfectly fine for them to do that. It's legal. They don't have to use the cycle lane if they don't want to. Pedestrian crossings here. Now we're going to be turning right onto. So we're going to be turning right at these lights here now. Okay, so as we turn right, you'll notice the markings just in the center there. So we're just going to place our vehicle just into this lane here. That's it. So you can see the light is just a green light, and we can go when there's a safe gap or when the lights change back to red. coming into this road, there's no speed limit signs as we enter, so the speed limit is still the same. But we must always remember that we must drive to the conditions. So you can see I can't really see what's around the bend. We've got cars parked on the right, so I just entered a bit slower than 30 there. Now as my view gets clear, I'll start to accelerate a little bit more. And then we're going to be taking the next road on the left here. So start my mirrors, signal, position, speed, and then looking into the road, making sure it's safe to turn in. Very popular place for doing a maneuver here. You may be asked to do a parallel park here on this road, pulling up on the right, an emergency stop, or you could just be asked to pull up on the left in a safe place. But it is a road that's commonly used for any of those things. At the end of this road, we're going to be turning left. The road was still 30 miles per hour behind us. There were some advisory signs, which are not legal speed limit signs. The legal speed limit was still 30. And then we had the advisory signs where it said 20, but without a red circle around it. And because it doesn't have a red circle around it, it doesn't make it a legal speed limit sign, so it's not changing the speed limit. And that's why when we come on this road, there was no signs to suggest a change, so the speed limit is still 30 miles per hour. At the next traffic lights, we're going to be turning right again. So here we go. It's very nicely marked on this junction. Good to see. Not always the case in Rochdale, where junctions are marked so clearly. And then we're going to be turning a right again. So if you can have a look at the speed limit signs with me. These side roads are 20, and you'll see the signs just as you turn in. You'll notice that speed changes are always at the end or beginning of a new road, so do look out for signs, that's particularly those times. We've got a no entry ahead, so we definitely don't want to be going through that. So we're just going to follow the road round. This way you can just about see the faded markings, which kind of guide you around. Now if you do be asked to pull up on the left on this road, please, as the curb is flat, try not to pull up onto the pavement. Turn left at the end of this road here, onto Abbott Street. And then we've got a meeting situation here. I'm just going to let this van pass. I'm not sure if there'll be enough space for both of us. So I'm just, if you don't know, don't go. So because the obstruction's on our side of the road, the oncoming vehicles do have priority over us. Again, checking the right mirror every time I'm changing my position. And then at the end of this road, we're going to be turning right. This is where many people fail, for sometimes positioning to the right or just not observing at all. So making sure, first of all, stop at the giveaway because my view on the left is restricted. And it is a one-way road on the left. However, there could be cyclists or anything that could come through there, so just making sure you still check. And then at the end of this road, we're going to turn right and then your immediate left. And this is where many people fail, for not positioning to the left into the lane that we're supposed to stick to, but going all the way across on the other side of the road. And now we're turning left. So when you're using these junctions, there are a lot of junctions on this test route, and I have noticed that a lot of giveaway junctions you've got to deal with. So make sure we're just not rushing out of there and making sure that you observe properly before leaving any of those junctions. And then we're going to be turning right at the end of this road. Now this one's going to be interesting because the road we're going onto is quite a busy road. So the speed limit's changed to 30. So we know the new road is 30. We're going right. And just as expected, my view on the left is a lot more clear than my view on the right. The view on the right is slightly restricted due to the parked cars that are on the right side. We've got some cyclists all over the place. Okay, they've gone onto the pavement now, which is good. So my right side looks fairly clear. My left side, we've got one more van coming, and he's flashing at me now. I'm just making sure he is giving me way and nobody else. So when I did see the flash, I just looked around to make sure that there's no one else who might pull out instead of me. And it was definitely me he was giving way to. So we've took that opportunity and continued. And now ahead, we're going to be sticking to the left lane. We are going to go left at the traffic lights. We've got a few junctions before the line, so we really can't signal here. Okay, so we've still got vehicles coming through red lights on the right here, so just holding back, allow them to finish and then continue as normal. I've got multiple lanes here. The speed limit has changed to 40 miles per hour. So I'm just nice and gradually bringing that speed up. As long as it's safe for us to do the speed limit, we'll do it. Remember, we don't drive to the speed limit, we drive to the conditions, and if the conditions are safe for us to do the speed limit, then we will. So anticipate what you guys think the lights might do at a higher speed. The earlier you start thinking about them, the better. You won't have to panic or suddenly stop. Now at the next traffic lights, we will be turning right. So just making sure it's safe to move over, we'll signal and move over nicely. Now I did say traffic lights, not the pedestrian crossing, so the right at the traffic lights is here now. So moving into that right lane and a nice smooth stop there. Another pedestrian crossing coming up here. Speed limit on this road is 30 miles per hour. Now when that girl pressed that button, I did think that the light might change straight away, so do look out for people approaching the crossing and pressing the button, because that's when those pedestrian crossings are most likely to change. Even here we have somebody waiting on the right. And we're just going to go straight ahead at these traffic lights here. And we're going to be turning right at the second traffic lights. Now, if you're following sat-nav, the sat-nav will here tell you to turn right in 300 yards, which is actually not these lights, it's the lights after. If you do accidentally go into the right lane because you've assumed that it's these lights, then just turn right at these lights and do it safely. Don't panic and don't try and suddenly swerve on the last second into the left lane. As long as you keep it safe, you'll be fine. We're going to be turning right at the next traffic lights. Starting my MSPSL routine now. Okay, here we go. We're turning right, green arrow zone. We're going to go around. Look out for pedestrians as you turn. Quite a busy area known for a lot of pedestrians around here. We're going to be taking the next road on the left. And we've got a zebra crossing straight away. So scanning both ways, making sure that the people that are on the crossing are completely off the crossing. Check your sides, check your mirrors, and continue. But both feet must be off the crossing before you continue. Whilst you're waiting for the person to cross, it may be advisable to start scanning both ways. Look out your side windows, look out for people who might be making a run for crossing as well. Quick check in the mirrors and let's go. Now this vehicle's door's open, so I'm assuming we just close it. Hopefully they don't drive off. Just keep an eye on them. And then we're going to be turning right just under this bridge here. So we're going to move into that centre lane there for turning right. Position well into it. And then nice, slow down and stop and check here because it's very hard to see what's coming towards us on the left there because of the sharp bend. Are very well known for pulling up on the right manoeuvre here as well. You could be asked to pull up on the left if you're still required to do some more stops. And then we're going to be turning left ahead, just where this car's turned in. Now he's stopped, so I'm just going to slow right down and check out why he stopped there, having a look ahead. Okay, so he looks like he's turning right. Could have used a signal there, would help. Now this road is 30 miles per hour. Do be careful coming down this road, making sure that you're doing a suitable speed. And keep it well to the left as we go around this bend. And then we're going to turn left at the end of this road. And then here we are. Always mention it, the famous Crawford Street. It's famous for where a lot of people fail their driving test. So just making sure there's nothing coming the other way. The obstruction's on our side, so the oncoming cars do have priority. Even here, the oncoming cars do have priority. I bet you all wish it was this quiet on your driving test. Not a single car coming the other way. I'm still positioning in case somebody comes out the sides and pulls out, and I'll come back out again. But being prepared is the most important part there. We're turning left just on the mini roundabout, and we've got a zebra crossing before it. And yep, it's safe for us to just get up to the roundabout now, and then just checking properly to the right. Don't rush that. The last thing you want to do is ruin your result on the very last second there, moments before your test is about to finish. We'll be turning back into the car park. If you already have done a manoeuvre through in the test, then you will not be asked to do another manoeuvre at the end. So if you get asked to do a forward bay park here and you've already done a maneuver, then this will not be part of your test. If you have finished your test, you can also be asked to pull up nice and straight at the end, which is what we're going to do now. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. That is the end of that route. Please do subscribe, like, and share this video to who you think it might benefit.